President Biden speaking now at the White House.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Please. Thank you. Good to see this cabinet and the staff together here. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's good to see you all. Particularly good to see my granddaughter sitting in the front row here. Hi, Finn. How are you, honey? For over 200 years, America has carried on the greatest experiment in self-government in the history of the world. And that's not hyperbole, that's a fact. We're the people. The people vote and choose their own leaders, and they do it peacefully. And we're in a democracy. The will of the people always prevails. Yesterday, I spoke with President-elect Trump to congratulate him on his victory. And I assured him that I'd direct my entire administration to work with his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. That's what the American people deserve. Yesterday, I also spoke with Vice President Harris. She's been a partner and a public servant. She ran an inspiring campaign, and everyone got to see something that I learned early on to respect so much, her character. She has a backbone like a ramrod. She has great character, true character. She gave her whole heart and effort, and she and her entire team should be proud of the campaign they ran. You know, the struggle for the soul of America, since our very founding, has always been an ongoing debate and still vital today. I know for some people, it's a time for victory, to state the obvious. For others, it's a time of loss. Campaigns are contests of competing visions. The country chooses one or the other. We accept the choice the country made. I've said many times, you can't love your country only when you win. You can't love your neighbor only when you agree. Something I hope we can do, no matter who you voted for, is see each other not as adversaries, but as fellow Americans. Bring down the temperature. I also hope we can lay to rest the question about the integrity of the American electoral system. It is honest, it is fair, and it is transparent. And it can be trusted, win or lose. I also hope we can restore the respect for all our election workers who busted their necks and took risks at the outset. We should thank them. Thank them for staffing voting sites, counting the votes, and protecting the very integrity of the election. Many of them are volunteers who do it simply out of love for their country. And as they did their duty as citizens, I will do my duty as president. I'll fulfill my oath, and I will honor the Constitution. On January 20th, we'll have a peaceful transfer of power here in America. To all our incredible staff, supporters, cabinet members, all the people who've been hanging out with me for the last 4 years, God love you, as my mother would say. Thank you so much. You put so much into the past 4 years. I know it's a difficult time. You're hurting. I hear you and I see you. But don't forget all that we accomplished. It's been a historic presidency. Not because I'm president, because what we've done, what you've done. A presidency for all Americans. Much of the work we've done is already being felt by the American people, but the vast majority of it will not be felt over the next 10 years. We have legislation we passed that's just only now just really kicking in. We're going to see over $1 trillion worth of infrastructure work done, changing people's lives in rural communities and communities that are in real difficulty, because it takes time to get it done. And so much more. It's going to take time, but it's there. The road ahead is clear, assuming we sustain it. There's so much we can get done. and will get done based on the way the legislation was passed. And it's truly historic. You know, we're leaving behind the strongest economy in the world. I know people are still hurting, but things are changing rapidly. Together, we've changed America for the better. Now we have 74 days to finish the term, our term. Let's make every day count. That's the responsibility we have to the American people. Look, folks, you all know it in your lives. Setbacks are unavoidable, but giving up is unforgivable. Setbacks are unavoidable, but giving up is unforgivable. We all get knocked down, but the measure of our character, as my dad would say, is how quickly we get back up. Remember, a defeat does not mean we are defeated. We lost this battle. The America of your dreams is calling for you to get back up. That's the story of America for over 240 years and counting. It's a story for all of us, not just some of us. The American experiment endures. We're going to be okay, but we need to stay engaged. We need to keep going. And above all, we need to keep the faith. I'm so proud to have worked with all of you. I really mean it. I sincerely mean it. God bless you all. God bless America. And may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
President Biden making his first speech after the resounding presidential loss for Kamala Harris there at the White House, walking away now. There is so much to discuss, Evan Osnos, with this speech, a short speech, straightforward speech we just heard from President Biden, but there was so much with it, the heaviness of this speech for him, right?
Look, he knows this is the first words, in effect, of his own chance to put the brushstrokes on how history will remember him. And right now, it is a deeply damaged legacy. He knows that. In some ways, he will be credited as the person who drove Donald Trump from the White House the first time, but also paved the way for Donald Trump's return. I thought one of the most, and one of the things you heard in there was him voicing what has been his central mantra of his life and his career, of course, which is when you get knocked down, you get back up. That's his way of trying to inspire people to say, get back into it, don't give up on politics, on governance, on the idea of pulling this country together. It's a barbed idea now, because in some ways it was that image, that notion, that mantra to himself that inspired him to run in this campaign and to stay in it despite all of the headwinds and the criticism that he got, people who wanted him to leave early. So some will inevitably wonder whether that message of never relent, never lose faith in yourself, ultimately will be part of the reason why Americans will perhaps eventually come to see the positive sides of his legacy as much as the negatives, but it's going to take a while for them to get there.
I'm going to go to David on that question, and just the overarching theme here from what we heard from President Biden and just how significant it is that he is leaving the White House in this situation.
Yeah, one of the things that jumped out to me is that he repeated something he says all the time on the campaign trail when he was the candidate against Donald Trump, basically since he's been in office. One of his key criticisms of Trump and contrast with Trump was the line, "You can't love your country only when you win." Mm-hmm. He said that when he gave big speeches on the anniversary of January 6th. He would constantly sort of like taunt Trump as a reminder, you can't do that. Here, he used it as a proof point, because he's on the other side of the win here. His team lost, and lost badly this week, to Donald Trump. And his standing in the Rose Garden was to assert again, as a proof point, that he wasn't just saying that when he was on the victorious side, but here he is on the losing side and reasserting you can't just love your country only when you win. And that, I thought, was a really important thing to hear from him in this new perspective, but with the same goal of reminding that that's what he means about the struggle for the soul of the nation being ongoing work.